So I think we can start now. Okay, before we begin, I would like to do a quick audio check. So if you can hear my voice in loud and clear, please type 666 in the check box. Oh, little. Okay. So I can see a lot of 666 in the chat. Thank you, everyone. So hope all of you are doing well tonight. Okay. So a warm welcome to all our parents, caregivers, professional, and friends joining us tonight. Thank you for taking the time to be here, okay, with us for another section of TV Talks. My name is Marcus, and I will be your host for tonight. Okay, so I think maybe to admin. Okay, so I think before we begin, I would like to invite everyone to type in the checkbox where you are joining us from. And for example, you are from KL, from Johor, from Penang, Sabah, Sarawak, or even from overseas. Okay, because we would have to know where everyone is joining us from tonight. So tonight we are going to discuss a topic that many parents really talk about because it's simply too difficult. Okay, let me ask you a question. If something happened to you tomorrow, who would take care of your special need children? Okay, for parents of children with special need, this may be one of the hardest questions to ask ourselves. But at the same time, it may also be one of the most important conversation we need to have. As parents, we spend so much time planning the therapies, education, nutrition, and daily care for our children. So yet many families have never had the opportunity to learn how to prepare for their children's future should something unexpected happen. That's exactly why we having this section tonight for our DB talks. Okay, before we invite our speaker, I would like to share a little bit about Dome Bridge. Okay, at Dome Bridge, our mission has always been more than just supporting children with special needs. Okay, because we believe every child deserves the opportunity to thrive. Besides providing the special needs nutritional support, we also commit to empowering parents through education. DB Talks was created to bring experts together to share the particular knowledge that helps families navigate their journey with greater confidence. I'm sure tonight's sharing will be both meaningful and inspiring for all of us. Okay, without further ado, please join me in giving a warm round of applause to our two guest speaker, Tato Dr. E and Miss Hannah. Okay, so Dr. E, the floor is yours. So pass to
Hello,
Dr. E. Thank
hello. How are
you.
you? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, wow. Managed to make it lah. Yeah, just reached Malacca. So it was a terrible jam lah, along the way from KL to Malacca. So, but thank God lah, managed to make it. All right. Hi parents. Thank you for joining us. So, let me do some brief introduction to Miss Hannah. So, actually, it is my pleasure lah to introduce Miss Hannah. She is a very dedicated advocate and educator in financial and insurance planning. So she is especially passionate about supporting individual and family and navigating special needs and mental health challenge. So I have actually have the opportunity to work with Miss Hannah on several cases, and I first got to know her through Facebook. So what stands out most about her is her determinations and persistence. Right? Sometimes a lot of agents Uh, they will give up when faced with complex or challenging situations or cases. However, Miss Hannah continues to explore every possible avenues to help those she serves. I respect her commitment, especially making a meaningful difference, coupled with her compassion and uh, unwavering dedications, and she has earned my deep respect. So she is someone who truly goes the extra mile to ensure her clients receive the guidance and support they need. So tonight I welcome Miss Hannah. So Miss Hannah, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Dr. Yi.
You.
You speak so highly of me. Uh, I don't know how to take over your big baton.
Ah,
Thank you
okay.
so much for the very, very, I've no words to describe the introduction, but
Mhm.
I really appreciate the effort that you see I put in along the way, the work that I have actually worked hard, why special needs children need this, yeah? And in my heart, there's only one thing lah. No one should be left behind until all resources is being exhausted. Yeah, this is always my principle in doing what I do, whether it is education or what I'm doing right now lah. Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Yi.
Okay.
Very good evening to everyone. You could have spent your lovely evening, especially at this 8:30 at night with your children, with your child. Probably it's almost your bedtime, but you choose to be here tonight. Yeah. So that is something that I want to applaud. And I think the effort that you're making, it's something that really touched my heart. I was like, I tell myself, hold the tears. It's a thought that even before I begin, I feel like I want to cry already. So it's like, yeah, it's really touched my heart for your presence to be here tonight. Yeah. So I appreciate that a lot. So without further ado, should I carry on with the talk? Yeah, everyone is okay because I don't see faces, but I know you are there. All right. So a quick one. Right. Okay. Everyone can see my screen, right? Yes, perfect. Now, okay, so this is basically the agenda tonight, as I was actually sharing with Dr. Yi and of course Marcus as well, because today is going to be everyone's first time listening to such big topic, such probably heavy topic for you. So I'm going to make it very, very easy. I will not focus too much thing, but I would like to focus on these 5 things. But of all these 5 things, the sixth thing, which is the Q&A part, I think this would be the most meaningful thing in this session because the rest of the 5 areas are just going to be information to all of us here. But how you digest the information, how you internalize the information, it's going to be solely up to your family background, up to your condition. But what is the most crucial part of all the whole thing here? It's going to be the Q&A session. All right. Now, let's begin so that everyone can actually start thinking, right? Just a brief introduction about myself. And of course, my name is Hannah. I didn't start off with what I'm currently doing, all right? So when I first, back then, before I joined this industry, I was actually a teacher. I started off as a teacher many years ago. Yeah. If I were to tell you 20 years ago, I think I would have revealed my age to you. So that was about 20 years ago. So I worked as a teacher. I started off my life after I finished school as a teacher. I work closely with children aged 2. Uh, okay, someone asked if I can speak Mandarin, I can actually do Duolingo. 我可以讲2个语言. Okay? I'm okay. All right. So I started off as a teacher. I work with children age 2. And as I continue working as a teacher, I continue on until the age of 18 for children. Yeah. So they are not children, they should be teenager. And to me, back then, even though I was a teacher, I focused a lot on the well-being of children, well-being in terms of emotional growth, not so much of academic, because I think without the emotional part, the children's academic will not be falling in place. Yeah. So back then was a teacher. Then I moved on, continuing as a principal. And in KL, I was then the principal who worked for private international school, and I also plan curriculum. Still, my focus is never academic. It's always the well-being of the children, right? Now, during the course of me working as a teacher or as a principal, I do work with many special needs children as well. And back then, 20 years ago, if you talk about ADHD, sadly, there are not many people know about this. And my first Asperger child, seriously, I don't even know. But as time goes on, after certain diagnosis was done, and this child was actually diagnosed in US, that's when I know, oh, actually there is this thing called Asperger. And then, of course, I work with some of the low and high functioning special needs children as well. And again, back then, inclusion education was not part of the option. So they were actually put in normal stream kind of school where I was, but teachers are really not trained in this area. So over the 20 years, did I work with special needs children? I've always worked with them. I had a chance to work with them. And for me, they always have a special place in my heart. And for your information, my own child, my elder one, is also part of ADHD, but is of the selective mutism spectrum, right? Now, over the years, of course, working with children, to me, what is the most important thing is I enjoy the most is changing lives of these children, whether they are normal or special needs. To me, changing lives is my purpose in life. And of course, being a teacher for so many years, and what got me into education industry is the fact that to me, I see world as a place that truly need loves, right? Whether it is giving love or receiving loves, I think is a process that we human sets out differently than other things, right? Or other creatures, right? So to me, love is always my priority. Okay. And universe has a special way to lead me to again my purpose. Although I'm not in the education line anymore, but somehow universe put me in another place, and now I'm in the insurance profession. But being in this industry, my passion, I know that from day one, it's about education. It's about educating the public. It's about helping people. Therefore, even though I'm not in the education industry, but I'm still here working with people, changing lives. And this time it's about life and, of course, death as well. But the beauty of being in this industry is helping. Back then was special needs children. Now is actually parents with special needs children. And that is the reason why we have this talk tonight. All right. Now, continue on. All right. Now, what is the continuation plan? So perhaps we can have a bit of interaction, because I always like to know how my audience think, or how my listeners would actually react when certain things like this are being planned, are being rolled out. So what comes to your mind when you hear the word the continuation plan? Any parents here have questions, or any parents here have, what is this about? How is this thing going to help me? all sorts of questions. Does anyone has? If you have, you can actually unmute yourself probably, can actually share with me so that I know that I actually address it in this talk. But if not, you can actually type it in a chat group, right? What comes to your mind? What do you have in your mind, or what kind of answers that probably you're looking at? 你有在找任何答案吗？当你看到这个字的时候，你看到 continuation plan 的时候，你有什么问题，或者是有什么想法嘛？可能你可以问我，可能你可以开麦，可能你可以在那个chat room 那边把它写下来。So every parent, honestly, the dream is basically the same thing, right? I am also a parent myself. So every parent's dream is of the same thing. We want our children to always be safe, loved, and of course cared for, right? 我们是父母，我们最重要的东西就是我们要知道我们的孩子 yes, thank you. Passing on love, right? When you see this, it's passing on love. Hold on to this thought, right? 当我们看到这个字的时候，我们就想到把爱传承下去 right? So all the parents， 我们是父母，我们最主要的东西是什么呢？不管今天你有没有特殊的小孩子，当你是一位父母的时候，我们都希望就是我们的孩子 ，right? Our children are safe, our children are loved, our children are cared for。我们想要的就是我们的孩子可以是安全的 ，right？被受保护的，是被爱的，right? For families with special needs children like yourself and myself, right? The dream doesn't end at the childhood stage, right? 我们当父母的，我们的小孩子现在可能还小，但是他们会一直成长的。所以我们有特殊小孩子的父母呢，我们的梦想会给孩子的梦想，我们不会停留在他们的。How do you explain childhood in Chinese？就他们可能I don't know childhood 佩佩。
他们儿时的那个童年。
对，OK， so it doesn't stop at the childhood time. Our children will continue to grow. 我们的孩子会继续成长。They will become adults. 他们会变成成人，right? And some of them may outlive us. 他们会比我们活得更久，right? 我曾经有一个客户 I have a client. One day, he actually came with the child and the wife, and they're looking at insurance plan for themselves. But little did I know that this child is actually a special child. Mother was actually holding him until the whole conversation completed. And throughout the session, of course, being a teacher or being an educator before, over the time, I realized that this special needs child is way beyond just a normal, maybe somebody that you can still keep them in place. He can't actually. He constantly needs stimulation. And when the parent told me, I do not know what I can do because one day he probably together with the wife may not be around. So when I hear this, it really pains my heart. So today isn't about preparing for the worst. Continuation plan is nothing about preparing for the worst case scenario, but it's about preparing for love. All right? And preparing with love, which is the most important part of it. And the continuation plan is simply like what you can see on my screen. It's a roadmap. 就是一个sort of like 一个指南是吗？sort of like 个指南，帮你引导你到做对的一个终点，让你的孩子有受保，OK， 或者是有被保护到。It's a roadmap that helps you ensure your child continues to receive the care, the support, and most importantly to me, the dignity that they deserve through every stage of their life. All right. So the continuation plan is mainly a roadmap. All right. Now, the continuation plan, I want to establish a very important fact here that when we talk about this continuation plan, we need to have a mindset that it is one thing that is based on, it is based on love. It is looking ahead with love, all right? Every special need parent has probably asked this question before. 你可能曾经也问过你自己这一些问题。Who will actually understand my child's routine, right? 有人比我更清楚知道我小孩子的一个每一天的程序嘛 right? Who will continue providing comfort and care? Who will walk beside them? And who will be there for their future? And who is going to be there financially supporting my child, right? But these questions are very valid questions. 他们是很好的一个 question. 为什么呢？ Because these questions are not here or thought by you based on fear. 他们不是因为害怕而有这一些问题，或者可能你是在一个害怕的状况下而想到的这一个问题。What you need to remember is these questions are here because you love your children. All right? These questions are driven by love. And because love naturally wants you to know that what happens after me, right? Because you love your children so much and nobody else would love your children as much as you do. 因为爱，所以你会去问这一些问题 right? And the good news is today we are here to look at how we can actually prepare for that. All right? Are you all ready? Now, okay, the continuation plan consists of two very important elements. All right? Of course, like I said, today, tonight, you are here because of one thing that is in your heart, which is love. But love itself is not going to be enough. Love itself, it's not going to bring you far away. Love is what every single parent already has, right? No one here would love your child or will love your children more than you do, right? But let's be very, very realistic. 我们要很现实的。Love alone cannot sign documents. Do you agree? Right? Love alone cannot release the fund. Love alone cannot get you to appoint a guardian. Love alone cannot provide financial support from now till the day your child has grown up or has continued on living, right? 爱不可以让你签一个字，然后你的孩子就有人照顾。爱不可以让你有这一个fund，就是这一个how do you say funds in Mandarin？money, okay? 不可以让你有这笔钱去照顾你的孩子。So love itself, yes, it's very good. Love is a kind of care, but love can't get you far. So the next thing that you need to have in this whole thing is planning. So planning and love will then make sure the love continues on even when you are no longer here to provide for your child. Understand? Now, being in this industry, and of course, when I was in education line before, I see the challenges faced by special needs parents. Back then was, how can I continue to support my children when the household income is only one channel, right? And now being in this industry, I still see the same thing because with the demand of our lives right now, one income may not get us far, right? So parents, maybe mother and father, will have to also work at the same time. So what does the family face, or what kind of challenges that the family face? It's nothing to do with lack of love, but what I really see right now is a lack of preparation. So without a clear plan, families become very confused. Finances become very stressful for parents because either I go to work or either I get more money home and take care of my child. But if I take care of my child, I will have to give up certain things, like maybe I can't go that many times of therapies. Maybe the food that I want to provide for my children may not be up to the standard, so on and so forth. Finances become really stressful and and, and unfortunately, in this whole thing, who will get affected the most? The child will be the affected ones the most in this cycle. And our goal today and tonight, it's not about creating more fear to you, but it is here to replace your uncertainty with clarity. 你不清楚的东西，今天 I hope that my presence here tonight will give you a form of clarity. At the same time, your confusion becomes confidence. All right? 你可能你很乱的地方 right? 你 confused 的地方，你不清楚的地方，变成一个你可能今天晚上你就更清楚，或者是它让你更有自信 how to plan for your things, for your family and for your child. All right. Now, before we continue on, we will allow Marcus to do a short advertisement. Right. So here you go.
Okay, thank you, Miss Hannah. So before we continue, I would like to take just maybe 1 to 2 minutes to briefing introduce Domebridge and Domebridge product. Okay. Actually at Domebridge, oh sorry, I can hear my voice. Oh, okay. Actually at Domebridge, we are dedicated to supporting children with special needs through education, nutrition, and professional collaboration. Okay. Beside organize like the event like this DB Talks, we also work closely with doctor, nutritionist, dietitian, and healthcare professional to develop the nutritional product specially formulated for children with special needs. Okay, actually all of our products are made with our 5 free hypoallergy formulated. Okay, free from gluten, casein, lactose, dairy, and soy. Okay, our product is making them suitable for the children with sensitive. So let me briefing about our product. First of all is our main product. We call it Care Milk. Okay, you can see the poster. This one is the Care Milk. Okay, the world first complete plant-based nutritional formula specially developed for children with special need, providing the complete daily nutrition while supporting gut health. The next one is our new product for this year, ProbioX, our latest probiotic, furthering Malaysia advanced V-Pro 5-layer micro encapsulation technology. Help more benefit bacteria survive the digest system and reach the gut effective. The next one is the Botany 9. Okay. Botany 9 is a natural formula made with 9 fruit and vegetable extracts, providing antioxidant support while helping to strengthen the immunity and support overall health. The next one is NutraFix. Okay, NutraFix is the nutritional support for the focus, learning, speech, and motor development. Okay, the last one is NeuraZen. NeuraZen is designed to promote relaxed emotion and support the better sleep quality. Okay, if you would like to learn more about our product, okay, please scan the QR code. Left or right. Okay, please scan the QR code on the screen. Okay, and you will be connected directly with our customer service team. So our customer service team will be happy to assist you and answer any question. Okay, you may have lah. Of course, you can also find us on all the social media platform like the Facebook, IG, TikTok, okay, 小红书, okay. You just search for Dom Bridge and you will be able to stay updated with our latest product, education content, and upcoming DB Talk section. Okay, thank you. And now I will hand the time back to Miss Hada. Thank you.
Thank you, Marcus. Thank you. Okay, so those are the things that is available with Dawn Bridge. So QR code is there, and I shall continue with my slides, right? Okay, it's not showing on the other side. Okay, now can. Right. Now, the continuation plan rests on important three pillars. All right. So as you can see here, there are three main pillars, very simple pillars. And this is what I will only hope that you can actually receive today. Reason because if I were to dwell into it, it can be quite complicated, and I do not want to do that in your first session with me. So every continuation plan rests on these three pillars. The first one would be who will care for your child, right? And of course, in this case, we are looking at guardian, right? Mandarin, it's called 监护人，对吧？对，OK，guardian 监护人，OK，谁会来照顾你的孩子？这个是最重要的第一点，OK。第二点，number two or the second one，where will the money come from? Right? And that's funding. Okay, I will need Pepe to help translate this because I cannot translate the word funding in Mandarin. Okay, so number three, it's gonna be how do we make the wishes legally carried out? All right, that's your legal documents. Woman, okay, again, this one is very difficult for me to translate. I cannot translate that. Miss one of this pillar, one of the pillar 如果没有的话呢 and the plan becomes incomplete. 这一个整个东西就不会 complete 啦，就不会完整。Together, these three pillars gonna work hand in hand. Okay, so I'm gonna explain one by one, and please, if whatever questions that comes to your mind, put it in the chat group, and that's where the gist of this whole sharing about. All right. Now, the first one that we're gonna look at, it's pillar number one, which is the guardian, right? Number one is guardian. The first pillar here, what we need to remember, it isn't about money, okay? For special needs parents, the first thing that you need to remember is going to be who is going to take care of your child. It's about passing the baton to somebody. Passing the baton 就是把你这一个 responsibility 你一直做的责任，你一定会要交去到另外一个人的手上，因为可能你就没有在了吧 right? If you're not here, you have no choice, but you have to pass this baton to somebody. And who is going to receive your baton? That is the most important thing for a special needs child. So it's about the people, it's about finding the right person to continue caring for your child. A guardian isn't just someone that provides a home for your child. All right. 这个监护人不只是给你孩子一个地方住 all right? It's about a very, very big responsibility. All right. And this responsibility, if you can think of anything, you can also put in the chat room or in the chat box. This guardian will have to be the person that is going to make daily decisions. All right，每一天他都得帮你的孩子做决定的一个人来的。所以在三个 pillar，that's why in this three pillar, it's the first thing that you need to decide. This person is going to make your daily decisions. This person is going to be supporting the medical care of your child. making medical decisions. Like we all know, special needs children, you only have certain medication that you can take or certain medications you can't take because there will be some allergy reaction. This person is going to be the person offering emotional support to your child when you're not here. And this person also needs to remember and understand your child's very unique needs. All right. I'm sure every single child here is very unique. Only you know. But if you're not here and this baton is going to pass to somebody's hand, this person will also need to remember the uniqueness of your son or of your child. Choosing the right guardian is one of the greatest gifts that you can leave behind for your child, because this is where my role comes in. My role is not going to decide for you who is going to be your guardian, but this person is going to come in, and my role is going to legalize this person, all right? So that this person is going to make sure that your child is in a good hand of as a legal guardian to your son. All right. So legal guardian is number one thing that you need to do. Now, the second pillar would be the pillar of funding. Okay. Funding, again, of course, you see the dollar sign there as well. Now, even the most loving guardian, okay, 很多爱的, all right, a legal guardian, all right? A legal guardian or a loving guardian cannot provide care without resources. Okay, 没有资源，我怎么样给爱呢？ Right? It's a very realistic world. Without that, how am I going to continue taking care of your child when you're not here? So funding answers one simple question. Where will the money come from? It may come from all sorts of channels, like you can see here. Number one, you can come from insurance if you have. It can come from your savings, which you have saved over the time for your child. It can come from investment. It can come from properties. It can also come from emergency funds, right? But one very crucial thing that we all need to remember and we need to know, does all these funds available for your child? Does fund in this manner, certain this kind of channel helps making sure that your child will get it? The answer is no. So when we talk about funding, the purpose is not about leaving wealth for your children. Okay? 我们不是要把我们所有的资产留给他们 because I don't know whether you agree with me or not, but as a mother with a special child as well, I will have one big concern. My concern is, what is your concern? What do you think the concern is going to be? Anybody wants to try? What concern would it be? How much is it? How much of what? How much money you're going to leave behind? Right? How much is sufficient for them? Yeah, maybe that is your question. How much is sufficient for them? The money, yeah. How much is sufficient for them? Yeah, that's a very good question. How much? How did the special child utilize the fund? Correct. Can the kid, correct. Can the kid manage the money? What if we don't have a suitable guardian to nominate? Okay, yes, that will be the very good question, Wilson. I will answer that when we come to the legal documents part. All right. Yes, when it comes to funding, one very important fact that we need to establish.
Khả Lích à?
I think we have some the internet issue.
Yeah, no worry. While waiting for Hannah, if you all have any questions, parents have any question, just help us to type in the chat box. So at the end of the talk, right? At the end of the talk, I think yeah, we will go through one by one. I think hopefully take this opportunity to ask as many questions as possible. I think this is one of the very important topic because in my practice, right, for the past 16 years, I always being asked by the parents. A bit is I think what Hannah told was just now, what she mentioned, she told was very true lah. Two things of who will manage the money and how we are we going to allocate the fund, the fund and the funding. So you see, in Asians, right? I think in Asians, this topic sometimes it can be very sensitive and also a taboo questions. I mean, topic to discuss. Unlike those in Western country, where they are a bit more open. They're very open on this. So yeah, Hannah, I think she's a very experienced financial planner. Yeah, I think because of her background with, I mean, she has a child with neurodivergence, and yeah, she's went through a lot of, yeah, you can ask her anything. So she'll tell you she went through a lot of hardship and challenges in her life. And I think she is the right people or right persons to advise you on that lah. All right. Then Hannah 回来了吗？ Is Hannah back?
Yes.
Okay, Hannah, yes. You can continue from there.
I'm
Hello.
back. Yes, at the peak of the time, and then the internet went way haywire. So sorry, everyone. Okay, so on. Okay, where are we? Okay, we are. Maybe I'll just share here. Sweet. Okay. Okay. So, okay. Can you see my screen? Sorry. Yep.
Yes, can see now, but maybe need to make it a full screen.
Hang on. Okay, I'm using this. Okay. Yeah. Sorry for the technical issue. Okay. So how do I make it in a full screen? Okay, never mind. Okay, let's not. Hang on. Okay, yes. Zoom meeting. Okay. Okay. Can you see another side of mine? Sorry. Doesn't show.
No.
Cannot see, huh? Wait, I share my screen. Okay, we're back. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, perfect. Now, okay, so just now we're talking about funding. So when we talk about funding, one thing very important, like all of you shared just now, can the children manage the fund? That is a very, very good thought. We leave behind all these things, whether it is insurance payout, savings, we have investment somewhere else, unit trust and things like that. We also have properties, we also have cash. But what we forgot is that who will take care of this money? Question on, okay, Marcus, help me write down the question or screenshot later. I will answer one by one. Yeah, thanks a lot. So we all have this question. Can they manage the money? Maybe yes, maybe no. I don't know. Maybe some would have, trained the children. I don't know. But to me, I always have this concern, and we all have seen it. And with the scammers around, in fact, before this talk, I did a lot of research on it, and they are always the target group in the market to be able to get scammed, basically. Yeah. But what is more important thing right now is to make sure that when we leave behind all this money, okay, it has got to fulfill two things. Okay, so this is a very important point as well to all the parents. Two things that you need to fulfill. Number one is when you leave behind funding or when you are preparing funding, you need to make sure that you are debt free. 没有债务. Okay, you need to have debts free, meaning if you leave behind properties, your properties needs to be fully paid. Okay, you need to leave behind with zero debts. All right, and the second important thing is it needs to be creditor proof. Okay, again, Chinese cannot. Creditor proof 就是债主 I think so. Yeah, 债主不可以来跟你讨的。这笔钱债主不可以 touch 的。Okay, and of all these things, okay, if let's say parents owe banks money, for example, 可能你的车，可能你的物质 maybe your house and your car, you still have loans that you have yet to pay off. You need to make sure these are well taken care of. If not, the money will not reach your child. All right. So the second thing is needs to be creditor proof. Some of us parents think that, well, I have some kind of investment. So if I'm not here, I have investment money to take care of your children, right? But, well, let me tell you, the investment proceeds or the investment earning, the returns, is not creditor proof. Meaning, if you passed away and if you have certain debts, for example, maybe income tax debts, maybe housing loan, bank loan, they can actually take this money from your child. You need to clear debt first before it reaches your child. Okay? So mainly, you need to make sure two things, debt free, and number two, creditor proof. All right? Now, the question, leave it there, and then I'll come back to that. The third pillar that we are looking at would be, okay, legal document. Now, legal document, a final good plan, it needs to have legal protection. 要法律上面要生效的东西, okay? A good plan needs to have legal documents or legal protection. Now, good intentions from parents are, of course, very important. But the intention alone are not going to be legally enforceable. 没有效的, okay? 只是单单 intention. Again, Mandarin 打不累. What is intention? 就是你想要把那个东西留下来的，但是
intention 是来目的。
OK， 的目的是重要，目的很好，但是单单目的 there is no legal enforceable, no legal power over it. A will, 遗嘱 a will records your wishes. Mean you write down, okay, I wish to have this for my son, I wish to have this for my son, this and that, this and that. A trust will then protect your wishes, a trust, a 信托, right? A trustee carries out those wishes. Trustee 就是在 trust 里面工作的人 ，OK， 就是那个 trustee 那个 body again I cannot body
这
OK
团体
yeah okay the body okay the body then carries out the wishes. Now together these three components, all right, these three components under the legal documents then will make sure that your child receives whatever the intention that you have for him or for her. Okay, so these three things needs to be in place in order for your 目的 to reach your child. Okay, but you also have to legalize your legal guardian. You also need to have money supporting your children, but this money will then be taken care by a trustee or a trust body. Okay? Clear? Any questions so far? Question?
many questions actually.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. So never mind. Now, this is how the three things work together. When all three pillars come together, we first understand family's needs because every single family come with a very special and very unique condition. Maybe one is Asperger, the other one is ADHD. Maybe you have not just one, but you have two, you have three, I don't know. But every family comes very differently. The important part of me being the planner for you is to dissect all this thing, is to truly sit down and understand. Now, let's look at your family structure. How is it going to be? What does the father do? What does the mother do? How can you support your child? What kind of things or what kind of plan that you have in mind for your child? Then, when all these things come together, only we can build a personalized continuation plan because then the planning is very unique to the family. And when you put the legal rights and the financial structure in place, finally you create what every parents hope for, which is to build a continuation plan that help your child to continue to be loved, protected, and of course supported, and regardless of whatever that change along the way, you know that the trust body is going to be there to take care of your child's interest first, despite having a legal guardian that may or may not misuse the funding, right? You still have the trust body in place to take care of your child. And this is why these three components or three pillars, which I shared just now, are very, very important. It is about making sure that your love does not stop and does not stop caring for the person that you truly want for, right? Now, this sort of sum up a little bit. Okay, now, before you leave today, before you leave this sharing today, what truly brought us here today is love. Your love for your child, my love for special needs children, right? Planning is what allows the love to continue. Like I said in the very beginning, there are two very important components, love and also planning. It has got to come together. So planning allows the love to continue for years to come. Your child may live for another 20, 30, 40, and 50 years. But the greatest gift that we can leave for our children is not just simply an inheritance. Inheritance means I have this asset and I'm just going to pass it down to my children. And what you need to bear in mind in Malaysia, this inheritance does not automatically go to your child, right? Despite having a will, the will can be contested. And how are we going to make sure all this inheritance, which comes from your hard work, will then reach your child in the right hand? Okay, so the greatest gift is not leaving our children just for the inheritance, but what you can leave behind is certainty. It's the continuity for your son or your child, and knowing that no matter what happened to you today or tonight, right, your child will still be protected no matter what, right? Now, I want to thank you for your time today with me, because this night is really something that you can do with your child, but you're here. And I want you to know that one thing very important as a parent, we cannot promise our child that we are going to stay here forever. Yeah. But we can prepare the day that we cannot be here, but our love continues on. All right. So I am going to allow Marcus to do the advertisement before we move on to the question and answer. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Miss Hannah. So, everyone, if you have any question you would like to ask Miss Hannah or Dr. E, maybe you can type your question in chat box. Okay. So before we move on to our Q&A section, I would like to take a moment, okay, to give a special thanks to one of our valued partner, AE Autism Service. Okay, their dedicated team work closely with children autism every day. So they supporting both children and their families through their journey. Based on their real life experience, they have truthfully complete a parents guide series, a particular ebook with useful tips and guidance to help parents better understand and support their children in everyday life. So this is a good news for everyone. Okay, this ebook is completely free for everyone who joining us tonight. So all you need to do is just scan the QR code on the screen and join into our Dornbush Parent Support Group on the WhatsApp. Okay, so once you are joined the group, you will receive your free Parents Guide ebook, and you will also be part of a supportive community where parents can connect, share experience, and stay updated with our latest education content and the further DB talks. Okay, so now let's move on to our Q&A section. So I will pass to Pepe.
Yeah, thank you, Marcus, and thank you, Miss Hannah, on your sharing about the trustee and also the three pillars, the three pillars that really make us very clear picture on how we're going to help our special needs children in future. And before we start on the Q&A session, is there anything to add on, Dr. E, from your side?
Okay. It is a very eye-opening discussions, because I think but even myself also, I'm already in my 50s. I have not actually written any view, because as being a Chinese, is it Hannah is closing her yes, eyes already. Being Chinese Asians, we think that this is a taboo lah. 哎呀，不用噶啦，还
The
OK 的啦。
culture, right?
culture 不用啦，有 choice，大家嚟試下寫咩 view 咧？ even though I'm a doctor, I'm still having that thoughts. So, but I think after listening to your talk, I think I have to start, yeah, I have to start calling you soon. Okay, so before we move on, Hannah, one question from me. Actually, what really inspired you to focus on financial planning for the family with special needs? Yeah, especially they are planning for the family with special needs. So what really actually inspire you?
Okay. Thank you for the question, Dr. Yi. That's a very good question. I also ask myself what leads me to focusing on this group. Being a parent, I have one special and one not special, right? Okay. So when I look at my children and being in this industry, dealing with, like what I say in the very beginning of this talk was life and death, right? I've seen both sick, very sick, and then some live, some don't. And then, of course, at the end, they passed away. So when I look at my children, I ask myself, is it going to be the younger siblings' responsibility to take care of the elder brother, you know. And one day, if really being the breadwinner to my children, and I'm not around, what will happen to my pair of boys, right? And I don't want to, when I look at my youngest child, I tell myself, I don't want him to not have his life. Basically, he also have dreams that he wants to chase. He also have things that he truly wants to do. So in my capacity as a parent, what can I do to make sure that he can continue to chase his dreams, to achieve his life goals, but at the same time, my older one, with my elder one, can also achieve his dreams and whatever not, but they both come together as a complete well-being that 大家都是可以一起去追逐他们的梦 and not giving up any part of it to any of this. So in my capacity of this as a parent, as a breadwinner, what I can do is I provide the very simple thing, which is, like I say, of course, legal guardian is in place. And the next thing would be funding, right? I would like my two sons to continue chasing their dreams. So my special needs son will also have the funding to continue doing what he can and capable of. And yeah, nobody needs to have this burden as a parent. And then when I work with so many special needs parents, and every time when I have conversation with them, they always, now that I say I have goosebumps, they always ask me, Hannah, what can I do if one day I'm not here? Yeah. So this question always in my mind, and I tell myself, well, in insurance, we always say when they're special, they cannot get any kind of insurance, right? But why are they the special kid and they are the forgotten ones? Basically, there's no people looking after them, right? So I tell myself, okay, I'm going to find Dr. Yi and I'm going to discuss with him, how can we do this? How can we do that? And then now there are more and more parents come to me and ask me the same thing. What can I do when I'm not here? What can I help my son? Yeah. So
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Hannah. And thank you, Dr. E. Yeah, before we start our Q&A session, we would like to give a sharing on our next coming DB talks is about picky eater and the causes and also the management, which will be the main speaker will be our Miss Khadija. She's a feeding specialist and based in KL, and the guest speaker will be Dr. E. So the online sharing will be on the next month, 5th of August, Wednesday, 8:30 night. So any parents who like to join us can just scan the QR code and then join us. Then we will WhatsApp you the link.